Hey guys, here we are once again. Imagine that. And what do we got going on here? Little black Dahlia project going in a different direction. Just like I said. Anybody interested in a rear end? Doing a little experiment in here. Thinking about turning the old Dahlia into a extended cab pickup. That back right there is off a 1950 Ford F100. If you go to my YouTube page, you'll see that back right there. The first picture on there, my first video, was of that truck, and that's on my page there. You'll see that truck cab sitting right there with that back on it. But anyways, just trial fitting things together, seeing if I can make it work. Got this thing dropped down to the ground a little bit. Experimenting a little. Got a 1936 Ford car grill shell sitting there, just dreaming a little bit. I'm not going to use that on here, but you know, you got to try a few things, try to come up with some new ideas and whatever. But anyways, if I could pull this off, thinking about, you know, turning this into a truck, putting a step side bed on there, fenders and all. We'll put this on that 83 El Camino frame, and that's the intentions anyways. We'll see if it all works. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see or not, it's sitting pretty darn low there. That's how high I want this thing to sit off the ground when I'm done. That's what I'm hoping for, but whether I leave it a car or turn it into a truck, whatever, that's about how low I want it to go. Anyways, just figure I'd share that with you. This is what's been going on around here. Not a whole lot. And you can see on the inside a little bit. Basically built me a wooden frame jig out of 2x4s I had laying around, just so I can sit this car down, get it off of them blocks. It's not actually sitting on the blocks right now. And I built that the same width as the El Camino frame, actually a 1/2 inch wider, so I trimmed everything out in the car, so when I get ready to set the car down on the frame, I know it's going to fit. You know, I got to put a bunch more braces in it. I got to adjust the doors, get them to where they actually shut and open right, and all that. I mean, you can see this one here is dropped, and got to do a lot of work to it before I can ever put it on that other frame. But that's where we're at. You know, as you can see, it's going to be a challenge to make this work. You know, this particular part here is close. It's close in the width of the body, but then you look at this side right here, and you've got all of this right here. And see, I knew that one before I even done any of this cutting or anything. I knew that was going to happen, you know, but I knew I was going to have to dissect the back of this truck and do some widening and see if I can make it work. Also, you can tell we got a pretty small mill slot there for a window. It's pretty rusty too, but that right there, particular cab, has already been chopped, and it's going to get I'm probably not going to chop the top on the car anymore. I haven't really decided on that because it's not too bad right now. But the back of the truck there, that's going to have to be cut and made to fit. And but I'm thinking is just I'm going to have to build these pieces out and then tie them in right here and follow that right up to there, or right there, and then this will have to all be adjusted too. You know, I may have to chop a little more out of here, and if I do, I'll probably just cut that out, do my chop, and then weld that back in so this doesn't get any smaller. But then again, I may take an inch out of that just to make it look ridiculous. I might. Don't know yet. These kind of projects, they evolve. They just keep evolving and sometimes turn into something totally different than what your original plan was. I mean, when I bought this Mercury, I didn't plan on making a truck. But, you know, hey, I'm trying to be different, something unique, you know. But I think it'd be cool if I could make it happen. And, you know, if I can't, well then, you know, I just cut up the back of a truck for nothing. But the truck was already cut apart anyways, and I wasn't using this piece, so I figure, hey. But that's where we're at, guys. If I can get this blended in and dissect it, weld it back together and piece it and whatever, I think it'd be pretty cool, pretty unique. But we're just experimenting right now, you know, kind of try to figure out if I'm going to do this or not. I'm definitely going to cut that back up, and I'm going to try this and see if I can make it work. And if not, you know, take it back off and go a different direction. You know, I've seen on Pinterest about 4 different old Mercurys that were turned into trucks, but none of them are the extended cab though. There's a couple, 2 or 3 of them were just regular cab, and then there was one that was a 4-door cab. So this one's going to be an extended cab, which is going to be totally different and a little bit unique if I can pull it off. And the back half of that car, don't worry guys, I'm not going to junk that. I have some ideas for that too, you know. I mean, right now I'm not cutting it up because I may end up putting it back on here, and I could make a nice trailer out of that. It could just be just a yard ornament, or I could make a barbecue grill out of that. You know, put the trunk lid back on. When you open up the trunk lid, there could be a barbecue grill sitting right in there. And that whole monstrosity could be buttered right up against that fence right there, where, or not that fence, that shed. So it looks like we drove the car into the shed. And then you pop the back and hey, look at that, it's party time. That's just one of my ideas. That's a long ways down the road and you guys know it. So anyways, here she is, Black Dahlia, going in a different direction. Just have to keep watching to see how it turns out, if it turns out, or what direction we may go next. Alright, see you next time.